But listen, I've got to get a couple things off my chest in regards to TFC. And I tweeted it out today. Quite frankly, I'm getting really tired of the emails, the text messages, the phone calls, and even people stopping me at some of the League One Ontario games that I'm at, talking to me about TFC President Bill Manning, and also Greg Vanney, and to a lesser extent, Tim Bazbachenko. And what they're telling me is this: Anthony, what is Bill Manning doing? Why isn't he doing anything? Why is he standing still? Why is he not active like the Montreal Impact are on the transfer market? Does he realize that this is the opportunity with Giovinco, Bradley, and Altidore to go for it? On and on and on. And people are just throwing all sorts of barbs at him. I'm not one to, shield or protect anyone. They have to do that themselves, myself included. That's how I raised my two sons up. But when I feel that there's some unjust things being said and barbs being thrown at TFC President Bill Manning, I'm going to speak up. Not because he invited me to his box with my family, not because I've said this since day one that I believe he's a real, honest, transparent, breath of fresh air type of guy, but let's put the cards on the table. There's a ton of money tied up in three guys: Giovinco, Bradley, and Altidore. We know that. There is a lot of guys that have been put together this year to go for it all. Will Johnson brought in, Drew Moore brought in, Clint Irwin brought in. It took them time to gel, that long road trip. They came away from it not too bad, actually. Starting at home, again, a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Some good games, some bad games, and now they've leveled out with a win against DC United. But I tweeted this out, and I want to say it again. Bill Manning's not a fool. He wasn't born yesterday. He wasn't born under a rock. He's not a guy that is just going to do something to satisfy all the supporters out there. But he understands the responsibility he has as TFC president. He understands the big market he is in right now. It's no longer, with all due respect to Salt Lake City, it's no longer a small market. This is a big market. He understands that. He's patient to a point, I believe. He's smart and calculated. He wants to do what is best for the franchise today, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now. He's not going to put the franchise in a position where they need to, pay for winning, let's say, a championship this year or getting to the final for many years down the road because they mortgaged the whole kit and caboodle to get X, Y, and Z player. He's going to do it strategically. He's going to do it smart. And he wants to develop from within as well. So again, guys, gals out there, I believe in Bill Manning. The guy knows MLS inside out, up and down, all around. He knows how the system works in MLS. He has his connections all over the world, not just in North America, all over the world. He knows by now what he has on this team. He knows what he needs to add. He understands what he has, weaknesses, and also his aces. And again, he knows what he has with head coach Greg Vanney. That's the other thing that I've been getting bombarded with people out there. They're just giving it to me left, right, and center. Oh, Anthony, you're just an apologist for Bill Manning of TFC and head coach Greg Vanney. Why are you protecting them? Last year and the year before, you went at them nonstop and you gave them all sorts of grief for signing this player, for doing this wrong, for putting this formation on and on and on. Well, I'll tell you what. I can still do that if I see injustices and if I see things that are not going the way I believe they should go, in my humble estimation of 25 years plus in the game. Whether in management myself I've worked in, whether at the grassroots level, in sports media, in soccer shows that I've had, I'll call it the way I see it. I won't change that. Look, Greg Vanney did not lose the game for TFC against San Jose. Not a chance. People want to say, well, Anthony, he put in Hagelin. Why would he put in Hagelin? Why? Well, he explained that on another media outlet. I believe he explained it clearly, that Hagelin was put in there to win some balls up in the air there, possibly on a corner kick, on free kicks, whatever, to tie the game up. So I can live with that. How in the world do you blame Greg Vanney for a house league goalkeeper mistake that Bono made in letting that ball in against San Jose? How do you blame Greg Vanney in that? Explain it to me. How do you blame Greg Vanney that Josie Altidore has been injury prone? How do you blame Greg Vanney that some of the kids, up until recently, they've started to improve, like Jordan Hamilton is playing lights out good. Chapman has had 1 good game, 4 bad games. Marky Delgado's had 1 good game, 3 bad ones. How do you blame Greg Vanney for starting the young kids, giving them an opportunity like he has, and saying it's his fault for doing that? That's all he's got at his disposal on the bench. How do you do that? As a matter of fact, I said this to someone in the press box Saturday night. I'm not going to say who I said it to. But I said it to a TFC official. I said, you know what? These young kids should step up to the plate and take the opportunity that's been given to them by Greg Vanney, head coach, and repay him back tenfold by giving 90 minutes plus, leaving blood, sweat, and tears out there, providing everything and more that the coach wants from them, and the coaching staff, management, and president will be happy. So there's that. There's that. So I am sick and tired of hearing this about Bill Manning not doing nothing and that the Montreal Impact are doing this, and that. Yeah, good for the Montreal Impact. I'm happy for them. I've always said Joey Saputo is possibly the best owner in the league, bar none. Why? Because he puts his money where his mouth is. He wants to win today, tomorrow, next week, every day. He understands the responsibility of a team in Montreal, and it weighs heavily on him, and he wants to win. I'll tell you something. Bill Manning wants to win. Bill Manning told me to my face a few months ago, it's a results-based industry, Anthony. We need to win. I believe him. I absolutely believe him. So for all you out there saying that he doesn't care, he doesn't want to bring in players, how do you know he doesn't want to bring in players? How do you know that? They're cash-strapped. They have no money. They have zero money to work with. They let go of Perkis. Okay, they got a little bit of money there. They need to let go much more than Perkis' salary if they want to bring in a decent player. And I'll have some news. I'm just giving you a big scoop right now. I'll have some news tomorrow on a possible player making their way here. But I got to tell you, this slagging, these shots taken at Bill Manning and at Greg Vanney, I don't like it at all. Not one bit. Especially at Greg Manning. Okay, at the head coach, look, I think Greg himself will look in the mirror and he'll say, look, maybe I wish I could have a couple games back that I thought that I should have played this player in this position, this player in that position, or go for it when I didn't. I guarantee you, he is an honest, down-to-earth, great human being and a guy that is a student of the game, has the team well prepared. I bet you he'll agree to that and he'll admit to that. But to put all the blame on Greg Vanney, that's ridiculous. The guys that are out there putting on the shoes, the shin pads, and the jerseys and shirts have to look in the mirror and take responsibility. All of them. Especially against San Jose. How the flip do you blame Greg Vanney for that? How? It's impossible. We're going to take a commercial break, continue on, and as I said at 8:30, we've got Jimmy Brennan, former TFC player and coach. We'll get his thoughts on that beautiful evening Saturday where they honored him. What a great night it was. He came up to the press box, we took a picture, and Jimmy Brennan was smiling from ear to ear all night. The fans celebrating with him, and why not? He is a guy that loves the city, loves the franchise, good on the club for doing what they did. Even after, hey, credit to Bill Manning. Credit to Bill Manning. Here's a guy that left, let's be honest, not on great terms with TFC. I believe anyway. I mean, he was let go. And then you bring him back and you honor him that night. That's class. That's fantastic. So well done again to Bill Manning and the staff there.